Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's Borussia Dortmund versus Spurs in the Champions League. And we talk about Manchester United versus PSG, Marcus, being mission impossible. Is this mission impossible tonight for Dortmund? I was playing this game in my living room this afternoon and look, Dortmund got back to 2-0, but that one goal from Spurs means they've got to score 5. So they can't concede and they've got to score 4. It pretty much is mission impossible as long as Spurs are clever about it, really.
Yeah, I think as long as Spurs come out and play the game professionally and don't take anything for granted, I think this game's pretty much sewn up. Like you said, I don't see Dortmund scoring 5. Harry Kane's back as well, scoring a goal against Arsenal at the weekend. All right, albeit from a penalty spot, but he's still scoring a goal. So hopefully it'll be a decent game, but I don't see Dortmund turning it around, to be honest.
No. Never say never. Never say never. The Champions League has a way of throwing up some weird results. I mean, let's not forget Barcelona versus PSG second leg at the Nou Camp. It depends how Spurs approach this, but I think Spurs have to Pankaj says it's mission impossible. Spurs need to shake off their league performance right now. Element no 82002. Well, we'll talk about the team news in a moment because Dortmund's team looks a lot stronger than it did a couple of weeks ago. They're faltering in the league as well, though. They've let Bayern Munich back in after having quite a big gap, but they lost on Friday night to Augsburg, I think. But United Unity says 2-1 to Spurs. It'd be nice to get an English club into the quarterfinals with Man City. I mean, Liverpool and United are looking... Well, Liverpool have probably got a better chance with the 0-0 first leg. But also, very, very, very important as well to say it's Jadon Sancho watch as well, which is... let's just go through the team news, actually. So, Spurs have got Lloris in goal with Alderweireld, Sanchez, Vertonghen, Aurier, Winks, Sissoko, Davies, Eriksen, Son Heung-min and Kane. So looks like a 5-3-2 from Spurs, which is standard. And then Dortmund are Berkey, Wolf, Akanji, Diallo, Guerrero, Witsel, Weigl, Sancho, Goetz, Royce and Alcazar. Royce, Akanji and Weigl, all very good players and didn't play in the first leg, Marcus. So they're looking stronger. And Pulisic on the bench for them, not starting it. So they're looking stronger. I'm hoping we're going to see a good game. I don't think Dortmund can turn it around, but I'm hoping we're going to see an attractive game from Dortmund at the very least.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very similar to the United game tomorrow. I mean, if Dortmund get the first goal, you don't know how Spurs are going to react to that. Will they sit back? Will they worry? The 3-goal advantage is definitely a good place to be. But Dortmund, like you said there, those 3 players were missing from the first leg. They come in now. Pulisic has dropped to the bench. So it's an attacking team by Dortmund. And, in terms of the Spurs team, Harry Winks coming in and Harry Kane. So, Spurs they're not particularly at full strength, I don't think. But with Winks in the side, they've got a natural CDM in there to counteract that. So hopefully it's a good game and hopefully it's a good attacking game from Dortmund's point of view as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think I do want Spurs to get through. I think if Dortmund did get through, I wouldn't lose any sleep about it because I think it'd be one of the great European nights, and you want to witness that.
Harry Kane. Yeah, definitely. I mean, these are the occasions where you want the big teams to step up. You want your young lads in there to hopefully, get through the game. And it's the exciting players that play without no fear for me that do the most damage. So it looks on paper as though the game is already over, but I don't think you can totally rule out Dortmund, especially if there's a goal in the first 10-15 minutes.
No, definitely. And just very quickly on that, for United fans in the live comments, Marcus, do you feel about United tomorrow? Do you think that's mission impossible as well? Or do you think that they can do it?
No, do you know what? I fully believe we can do it. I really do. I think it would be an absolute fantastic achievement for Ollie if we win the game. Not necessarily go through, because I don't think we're going to go through, but I do think we'll win the game on the night. I think for me it's going to be 2-1 to United. We got some players coming into form as well. We've got I read today there's like 9 or 10 young lads gone out there as well. Mason Greenwood's in there. He's on form for the reserve squad. Chong's in there, Gomez, Garner. And Lukaku scoring with his right foot as well, 3 and 4 on his right foot. So I think it's going to be a good game tomorrow. I don't think it's completely done and dusted, but I just fear that the fairy tale would be for us to do it under Ollie. But after the last game at Old Trafford and Di Maria's antics there, I just think it'd be fitting for him to score the goal that knocks us out tomorrow night.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's see what happens with it tomorrow night, because we're about to kick off here. Spurs kicking it off. Champions League, 3-0 up from the first leg in Dortmund. Dortmund are going to have to win this 4-0 or 5-1 if Spurs score, or 6-2. And just keep going up. Just keep going up, basically. But the game is kicked off, and hopefully the timer is kicked off as well, which is great. So we're up and running. Let's have a look at the live comments. Dortmund are going to bottle the league, says Genuine Real Guy. I was thinking about this again when I was playing this game in the living room, and Dortmund are effectively the German equivalent of Spurs. Now, obviously in Germany, they don't have as many top teams like we do. We've got 6, but Dortmund are the equivalent of Spurs in the German league, that they always do quite well, but they ultimately will fail. And that's not being disrespectful. They're both good teams, but they always do seem to fail. I think Dortmund will bottle the league as well. I think you're right.
Yeah. I'm very interested to know, when you play these games in your living room, go into a bit more detail about it. What do you actually do?
I've got a sofa at the end of the living room that I shoot at and take it in turns to shoot. And you can do 1-2s off the coffee table and all sorts of stuff, and can pass. You've got to be in my creative mind to do it. People you've either got a mind to do this sort of thing or you haven't. And my fellow living room footballers will understand that you can commentate when you're doing it and say, Kane, it's hitting a post. There's certain ways a goal counts. Like, you've got 2 cushions it's a large sofa with a gap. If you get it in the gap and it sticks, that's a worldie. If it hits the back of the couch and bounces down, and it's still bouncing, you can run over and just quickly lob it back on there. But it's got to stay on the sofa. So it's all about the way you hit it. But creativity. Some people call it madness. Some people would love it. But I can tell you, in my game of sofa, Dortmund actually won. So there we go.
Oh, very nice, very nice. And what was the score?
5-1.
Wow. Okay. I'll take it you're going to stick with that then, are you?
It went 3-0 to Dortmund, and then Spurs scored, and then Dortmund scored 2 late on. So,
very nice.
So we'll have a bit of that. I don't know whether this game can top my living room game, but that we've set the standard by high.
Yeah, so hopefully we do get the result that you got this afternoon then.
Well, no, I'd prefer Spurs to win. Draughty Devils in the house, and this tie is done and dusted already, says Max Bradley. Well, personally, I don't necessarily think that it is, but I also am very interested to keep an eye on number 7, Jadon Sancho. United linked to him with a £100 million bid that apparently PSG are going to make as well. I personally think he is the boy to bring back to Manchester. This time United, get him on our right-hand side, but there's still a lot of United fans who don't want it to happen, so I hope they're tuning in tonight to give him a watch, because I can't predict the future. I don't know whether he's going to have a good game. He looked okay in the first half against Spurs, the second half he faded, but so did Dortmund, so let's see what he can do.
Definitely, I think a lot of Dortmund's attacks are going to come from him, so it's very important tonight that he's on song and very much up to his full potential tonight going forward.
But it's nice to watch Dortmund as well, because people will know Weigl. Here is Jadon Sancho as well, but Davinson Sanchez just brushing him off there. Weigl, the midfielder for Dortmund. A lot of people called him the next Michael Carrick, and people have been on about bringing him to United. Akanji, who is a United fan, who famously a few months ago said, I don't watch United because I can't stand the football under Mourinho. He's a good up-and-coming centre-back as well. So I don't think Akanji's the sort of player we'll be bringing to United, but they're good players. Robert McCormack thinks Dortmund are going to win 11-1. Well, we're going to have a very memorable watch-along then, aren't we? Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And if you are on this channel, I'm in the colours. Make sure it's only episode 2 of my Aston Villa Football Manager 19 career mode. And I tell you what, that second stream today, Marcus, you've got to take your hat off. That was pretty sensational management.
I'm beginning to think you're using cheats, mate, secretly.
I'm beginning to think I'm using a cheat, because all I started off with my formation, which was crap, Loads of people just said you need to change one player in that formation and then do what you like with what your instructions are. I changed the one player, bought a CDM in. I've won 6 games in a row in the league without conceding a goal, and knocked Liverpool out of the Karamat Cup. But Dortmund nearly scoring there with a cross, but it's cleared by Spurs. But absolutely flawless, and manager of the month.
And you've got City in the next round, don't you? So, and you're at home again as well. So it's a tough draw, mate. But you're at home, so you may do the impossible again.
Dylan Moore, I don't mention that name. What he knows about football, I don't know, because I don't think he's ever been on a pitch. But a lot of people have said that about Sancho. I certainly wouldn't take his opinion as any opinion on football, to be honest. No more than anyone should take mine. But he certainly wouldn't have a fucking clue who's a Ballon d'Or winner. But I think he's a fantastic player, absolutely fantastic player. And I think I've said many a time that I think he will be one of the best players in the world in the next few years. But is he ready to take that step up to Manchester United? I don't know.
What did you think of your portrait today, Mark?
From Drawty?
Yeah.
I just think the chin's massive. I'm definitely wider at the top of my head than the bottom. But
I thought it's absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on.
It was very good, actually. It's quite. I like those things.
Absolutely.
Ajax are winning 1-0.
Yeah, and I just read that Madrid have hit the bar as well. So just before that, so it's interesting tie, very interesting. Not really seen Sancho involved so much so far at the minute. A lot of the plays going through the midfield. But,
no, Dylan, you're not after starting beef. I just don't really have a lot of time for somebody who wishes you're dead on social media a few years ago. That's basically why I don't really have a lot of time for the guy. Do you think Bale will go to Man United? Oh, God, I hope not, Ollie. I was talking about this today, actually, Marcus, and to everybody at home. I mean, would anybody genuinely want Gareth Bale at their club, whether you're a United fan, Arsenal fan, or whatever? To me, he's touching 30, he's on the decline, he's injury-prone.
Yeah.
Hello, and he'll cost a lot of money. We've just done this a year ago with Alexis Sanchez. Why would you do it again? I'd steer well clear of him. Very good player in his day, but I don't think he's got many of those days left, to be honest.
No, I think it is age is catching up with him now, and I think that he's lost. I don't know if it's just my eyes or I'm just getting old, but to me, he's lost that yard of pace as well. Being out there, the injuries I think are starting to take their toll on the legs. So I'd stay well clear of him, to be honest. I didn't really want him at United when Mourinho was in charge, to be honest.
There was a time I did want him, and there'll be videos out there in the last 2 years where I've said, yeah, let's go and get him. And I think last summer I would have had him, but to be honest, I'm glad we didn't, because he's not had a very good season. I thought there was something left in him, but maybe not. Well,
a lot of people thought he wasn't being used properly, was he, when Ronaldo was at Madrid? But this season, I don't even think he's hit the heights that he should have been this season, to be honest, at Madrid.
I haven't watched the Game of Thrones trailer yet. Callum Fred, you don't even watch Game of Thrones, do you, Marcus?
Do you know what? I used to, up till season 4, but now seeing the trailer for season 8, I'm actually going to start binge watching them like Drawty's been doing.
Yeah,
and
I can't believe you give up on it. It's not Walking Dead where the main character's gone. It was good. Season 4, what happened at the end of that? Was that?
That's when that magical tree came into it, and for me it went a bit too sci-fi-ish. And I thought, oh no, I like the...
The last season was bloody good. The battle with the dragons over the wall. Oh, that's one of my favourite episodes ever. But there's some cracking episodes in the last season. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't watched the trailer yet. I'm going to watch it later tonight. We've had a super chat. Yes, you can super chat on this channel. George Romas says, Mark, do the watch along for Madrid versus Ajax. George, no.
Pretty simple and blunt. No,
yeah, I don't want to do Ajax Real Madrid. Real Madrid are shit, and Ajax. Oh no, I like my football. I like this game. I want to watch Jadon Sancho, and I'm English, and I've always quite liked Spurs, so that's why I'm doing it. I did have pancakes today, free runners. If you had pancakes today, get in the live comments and tell us what you had in your pancake. Marcus, what did you have in your pancake?
I had maple syrup. So
guess what I had?
I'm going to say you're a chocolatey person.
Ooh! Were you spying on me through the window again?
No. Well, am I right?
Nutella, yeah.
Nutella, there we go. Yeah,
it's not my favourite filling. I did say what my favourite filling was at lunchtime. I like ice cream and in mind, but I couldn't be arsed, so I just had Nutella. But yeah, had a couple of pancakes. Can't whack it. Mark Whitten says, would you think Bale will return to the Premier League though? I think he will do. I mean, somebody was just asking there about what I think about Pulisic, who's not even starting for Dortmund tonight. Jadon Sancho, you're not doing me any favours here. You just done a crap cross. But Pulisic, I think, will be a good player. I think he will be a good player for Chelsea. I do like Pulisic. I'm not going to be one of those people who says, oh, he's not come to my club, I don't like him, when I've been on about him for ages. I think he's a good signing for Chelsea. I think Hazard will go, and he will need to step into those boots. I don't think he'll be as good as Hazard, but I think he'll be a good player. I don't think Chelsea fans should expect him to be that. Anyway, let's read a few. I tell you what, Nutella is doing very well. Saim had Nutella and whipped cream. Sakib had Nutella. Guts had Nutella. Lady Os says raspberry. Genuine Real Guy had Nutella. Adam Magari had Nutella. Lewis Crombie had tuna. That's a joke. Real Madrid had... No, that's not a filling. Maple syrup and blueberry, says Michelle Villar. And a good saving tackle there, I think, by Alderweireld. Vertonghen, sorry. But Dortmund trying to get that early goal, but we have had 10 minutes already. Lemon and Nutella. Oh, God, Mason Murphy. That sounds a bit bitter. What a tackle by Vertonghen, says Jack Coleman. Yeah, we'll have to see that again. It was well timed. Matthew McFadden says world-class defending from Vertonghen there, who has had a massive impact on this tie, Vertonghen. I think he got a goal and an assist in the last game. Lemon and sugar, traditional, from Nathan Cohen. Red Baron says, in Greece, they do strawberry pancakes, ham and salad pancakes, the lot. I prefer Greek-style pancakes, says Red Baron. There you go. Thanks for the contribution. Nutella and bananas, says Logan Cook. Adam Leahy, baked beans.
Finza says, I like a good stuffing. I do like a good stuffing at Christmas. Most definitely. It's, strawberry and Nutella from Ryan. Ooh. Salt and prawns, Robert. No way. And Phil MUFC, not going there tonight.
Golden syrup. Yeah, it's just nice golden syrup.
Right. So how many did you have then, Mark?
2.
So
it's Marco Reus about to pull the trigger, and it's a cracking tackle by Vertonghen on the slow-mo there. Absolutely superb. World class. Mark, how did you and the lovely Mad Marcus meet, says George Ramos. I actually don't know. I know how we met physically. That sounds wrong. But
I'm just going to say.
I don't know how. I know the first time we met physically was the... Oh, it was that five-a-side tournament, wasn't it?
It was the five-a-side tournament, yeah.
But I don't know how you weaseled your way in. I can't remember now.
The first time we actually spoke was through email, when you were very, very young and just starting out. Well, I say just starting out, probably about 25, 30,000. And I emailed you and said, we had a chat about some of the comments that were being left after the live shows. And I said to you, did you need like a moderator or something like that to tidy things up? And you said, oh, that's a good idea. And asked me what I'd done before, and I told you, and that was it, you know.
Tell you what, I mean, Dortmund are pushing hard here, but I think Spurs will have opportunities on the break. It's just around the middle of the match at the moment. Tell you what I like, though, the United stand has been a trendsetter for a lot of things that happen now on football YouTube. And the inception of moderation, there you go, is the story of YouTube moderation. Because, especially in the football YouTube, nobody had moderators until we did. And now everybody's got them. And there's the story of how it started. Marcus with an email.
That's
It started with an email. Never thought it would come to this.
We did set a trend.
Me, do you?
Yeah. We did set a trend. But,
don't remember me, do you? I think we know that what your wife's favourite filling is, says Lord Fellaini. There's always one, isn't there? And Smut Beer says ketchup on pancakes in Sweden, not shitting you. I know somebody who has ketchup on their Sunday dinner, so it wouldn't surprise me. Ketchup and cornflake sandwiches. I know somebody who does this, so there's not a lot of things that people eat that will put me off, apart from some of the things I saw in the police. that people do for sexual gratification.
Oh,
Like eating shit or watching somebody have a shit into their mouth.
Jesus.
There's some sickos out there.
Yeah, I bet there are. I'm
Which
quite
actually,
partial.
if your partner is asking you to shit in their mouth, this is scientifically proven that is one stage away from paedophilia.
Really?
Yeah, very serious message that is. Some people like water sports, which is pissing on each other, but the shitting in the mouth, which I cannot understand, it just makes me think, what if they've had sweet corn or something?
Oh, yeah.
That is apparently one step away from that, which actually, when you think about it, is quite logical. If you're willing to let somebody crap in your mouth, of course you're a sick, vulgar twat who is probably going to go a lot worse. So there we go. We always end up. But you know what? That's the great thing about that's football.
That's disgusting. It's amazing, isn't it? What people do for enjoyment. It really is. It's disgusting, man. Why would you do that in the first place? Why would you even think of doing that? That is horrendous.
I know.
Absolutely horrendous. You must have come across a hell of a lot of stuff in your time doing that.
There we go. Over the bar.
Oh,
Alcazar.
close. Very close.
How do you pronounce his name? Is it Alcazar? Is it Alcazar? Is it Alcazar? Alka-Seltzer? I don't know how you pronounce his name, but I know he's quite a good striker because he was an inform on FIFA a few months ago. He's Spanish.
That was a good chance. That was a good chance.
Ball over the top. Davinson Sanchez out of position. Takes it down well and then just pops it over the top under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the first 15 minutes, Spurs not really been at the races so far, just very much just penned in their own half at the minute. But a great ball over the top there, and to be honest, looking back at that should have been a goal.
Al Salzar, says Max Bradley. There you go. Callum's just wrote it as it appears on the screen, so that doesn't help much. Al Salzar. There we go. Al Salzar.
Ajax are 2-0 up.
Bloody hell, Real Madrid are shit, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, Madrid.
Is it in Ajax or is it in Madrid?
I think it's in Ajax tonight.
All right.
I do think it's in Ajax tonight.
I thought the first leg was in Ajax, but Real Madrid, the holders, are going out then. Pure and simple. No, it's in Madrid.
Is it? Ooh.
Yeah. So Madrid were 2-1 up.
So now they're what?
3-2 down.
3-2 down, yeah.
And
that's
Ajax
2 away
have matched
goals.
the 2 away goals as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, let's just go through that Real Madrid team. Just so people, basically they've lost Zidane and Ronaldo because they've got Courtois in goal, Carvajal, Varane, Nacho, Reguilón. I don't know, actually they're missing 2 there. I don't know where Marcelo's on the bench. Ramos is obviously injured or suspended. Kroos, Casemiro and Modric, so it's the same midfield 3. Vasquez, who's basically the Real Madrid Jesse Lingard, Benzema and Vinicius Junior. Bale on the bench. Just shows you one player makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Absolute brilliant player.
How's he doing at Juventus, Mark? Have you been following him?
Not in a stalking way.
No.
I think he's doing all right. I mean, Italian football's a little bit different. It's a lot tighter. They won at the weekend 2-1, but he didn't score. I mean, it's just I personally don't think the Juventus move was a good move for Ronaldo. But maybe he couldn't get anything better. But I felt that Juventus will be doing the watch along next week, the second leg of Ajax Juventus, and Atletico Madrid Juventus, and I think Juventus are going to go out. So I think that in itself means that it's a little bit of a dodgy move. But Derby are losing 1-0 to Wigan as well, if anyone's interested.
I mean, the way Madrid are playing at the minute and the way Mourinho treated United under his tenure, you'd wonder if that would be the right fit for Madrid if Mourinho goes there in the summer.
Well, they need a new manager in the summer, that's for sure.
Yeah, but would you
go back to that? I think Pochettino could end up going there, though.
Yeah.
Varane is the first one of the night to say Sancho is overrated. You see, he hasn't scored a hat-trick in the first 20 minutes, so he's automatically not as good as Alexis Sanchez, What happened to Shinji Kagawa since United? says Mark Whitten. I think he's in. Is he playing in Turkey now? I think he moved to Turkey, didn't he, in the January transfer window? Fenerbahce or something? Somebody will know because they've got great football minds in the live comments.
Brandon says Real are done. Active Down says Ronaldo should have gone to Bayern.
Yeah, I think Bayern would have been a better move for him. He'd have a better chance of winning the Champions League. The trouble with Italian football is, I watch a lot of it, and it is still slow. And when you get into Europe, that speed gets found out. Even in the Europa League, you'll see it with the Italian clubs if they play a Premier League club.
Definitely, I mean, Spurs are...
Chesney, hold on, Marcus, wait a minute. Yeah. Chesney Club says that his girlfriend says that I'm hot. She's obviously one of those women, and there's not many of these women who's got brilliant taste. And a good save by Lloris. It deflected up a little bit, but I think it was Marco Reus shooting. Nice to see Marco Reus playing because he always seems to be bloody injured.
Yeah, I did miss him in the last game. Yeah, he was one of the main players that Dortmund were missing, but you can tell just with the three players that they've got back tonight, what a difference they make to the team.
Yeah, Akanji, Weigl and Royce back for Dortmund tonight. Dortmund looking a lot better. And to be honest with you, that is a big loss when you're away from home to lose three players. I mean, we're going to see it with United tomorrow. We're missing, 5? But Sancho hasn't proven anything, to be honest, says KB. Oh, I love the modern flip-flop football fan who expects a player to play like they're playing FIFA all the time. If you haven't scored a hat-trick in the first 10 minutes, you're shit. I like Sancho though. I mean, he's just had a good phase of play there where he's really getting involved, confident. Remember, he's 18 years of age as well. What is the... Wait, is that not a real chair? It says Anonymous Rake. No one ever said it was.
It's amazing what people just realise after a couple of years.
Ori Langan loves onions on pancakes. There we go. Kagawa is at Besiktas, says Curtis15. You see, the mind may be slowing down, but I still do take some information in. Nick Lopez says that United fan here think Koulibaly is a wonderful player, but just feel De Ligt has a brighter future and think £100 million for De Ligt makes more sense. Thought. I actually agree with you, Nick. I said this on the United stand last night, that I think United, under Ollie, if he's going to be the manager, I think Ollie will work better with players aged between 18 and 25 if we're going to buy players, because he's a young manager himself. He's got to grow into the job, and I think he'll work better with younger players.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Koulibaly's 27, De Ligt's 18 or 19, so I would agree with you on that.
Here's a question for you, Mark, from James Farnell. Mark, when can we get those new United stand kits?
I'd love to be able to tell you when. I think the most important thing is when will I be wearing one, because I'm selfish, and I should be wearing one in about a month. Whether that means they'll be available to buy then, I don't know yet. But can't wait to get naked and try one on. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably going to sleep in it. Well, lovely designs. And here is Dortmund talking about...
Here we go.
Oh, rubbish shot. Good cutback. I think it might have been Goots who was on the edge of the box, and he did not connect with that very well at all. End to end at the moment. The old bisexual hooker's out. But if Spurs score, this will be over. Ziyech of Ajax also looks very good. Daley Blind is so good for his height. He's so intelligent, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. But the trouble is, that's a very good point. That Daley Blind is a player who was at United and surplus to requirements. So Dutch football, it's hard to read. Memphis Depay looked like Maradona when he was playing for PSV. Came to United, bit hit and miss. Angry Brother says FIFA back on Thursday then, mate. Oh God, when? I don't know. I don't know about FIFA.
I forget FIFA. So I'm still waiting for Outlast, as many of us are.
You'll be waiting for a while.
We've
got to be in the right mood for that. I'm still not over bloody Momo, so I don't know how I'm going to watch Outlast. I'm still having to sleep with the light on because of Momo.
Has that scarred you a bit? Is it that?
Yeah.
But, all we want is the first hour, Mark. So when you can fit it in, it'd be much appreciated.
Right, that's going to finish me off, isn't it? The aggregate score in this at the moment is 3-0. The aggregate score in the Ajax-Real Madrid game is 3-2 to Ajax. Both teams have 2 away goals.
Anesthetics says, who is looking the better team tonight? For me, Dortmund, without a doubt. It's all Dortmund going forward.
What's Resident Evil 2 like, Darth Maul and Marcus? You like that, don't you? Was it any good?
Fantastic, yeah. Did you
It
play
now?
the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, why do they call it Resident Evil 2? Because there was loads of sequels to the first one anyway, wasn't there?
Because it's a remastered version of the second one.
Right.
Today's graphics and
Is that Raccoon City, is it, and all that?
yeah, slightly better storyline. Where you think things are going to appear, they don't, because obviously they've changed, where things are in the remastered version and stuff like that. But apparently they're remastering number 3 as well.
Why don't they remaster 1?
Because I think there's so many iterations of 1. You had the original, then you had the director's cut, then it came out for, I think it was the GameCube back in the day. There's so many versions of it. But there is on the PlayStation Store a sort of like high definition version of
Has
the
it got
first.
an online element?
No.
Hey, something's happened here.
I've not.
I thought he was going to VAR for something. No,
I didn't see anything.
He drew a TV box. So there's no online bit for Resident Evil 2.
No, it's all single player, mate.
And how long does it take you to do it?
For me, about 7 hours.
7 hours and then the game's done?
No, because you got to play as the guy, and then you can start a new story and play as the girl, or you can start as the girl and then play as the guy. So you've got 2 different perspectives of the story.
14 hours.
Yeah, but it's really worth it. I would highly recommend it, mate, without a doubt. It's not as scary as Outlast, but it's good. It's good.
Bale's coming on, apparently.
Well, the way the scoreline's
29 minutes, says John Hayden.
The way the scoreline's going out there, they need something.
You've got to say, why is he not starting from the start if you're bringing him on after 29 minutes? Here is Dortmund on the attack. Crap cross.
Peter Crouch says Mark definitely needs to play Outlast. He does.
It has got online as well, says Tarella JT.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Don't know whether it has or not. Sancho is playing well, says Andreas Border. I know. But you know why he's playing well? Because people don't know what Jadon Sancho is. They see his highlights and see him skipping past players and think he's like a Ronaldo or a Messi. He's got a lot more to his game. He's good at building up the play as well.
No, mate, there's no online to the second one, the remake, unless it's just some sort of scoreboard thing. But it's definitely not co-op or anything like that. Vasquez is injured, apparently.
No, that's why Bale's coming on.
Yeah.
Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can get to 61,500 tonight. And how would you feel about a Rashford and Greenwood partnership, says Ben Cullen? I'd like it. I wouldn't do it tomorrow night, though. I think you can't chuck kids into a game like that.
I think you're going to see 1 or 2 tomorrow. I really do. I think you're probably going to see Chong, definitely.
Because he can he can put a team out without any kids in it. He can put Delo on the right. You got McTominay, Fred, and Pereira, Lukaku and Rashford up front. So,
but then when you look at that bench, it's going to be Bay, Rojo, and then apart from that, I think the rest of them are going to be kids, aren't they?
Yeah. Mark Whitten. Mark, do you regret United selling Buckner back in the day? I was a big fan of his in United days. Why? Why would you regret it? Where did he even go? Yeah, I don't regret going. I don't regret Buckner leaving United because I don't know where he went after, and I've never heard of him since.
I say that was a bit of a rough tackle on the Spurs player just now. Yeah. So apparently, Man City.
This game would be better if they did score Dortmund. To be fair.
Man City 5-2 up from their leg, so it's pretty obvious they're going through. Liverpool 0-0 with Bayern. That's going to be an interesting game next week. I would fancy Bayern to do the job actually at home. But yeah, not seen anything attacking wise for Spurs this half, Mark. There's nothing really of note. It's all been Dortmund for me. Everything's coming down the Spurs right hand side. Jadon Sancho not really involved at the minute and coming up to 30 minutes. I mean, Jadon's coming out looking for the ball, but they just can't find him. Bit of a shame.
Butner currently plays for Vitesse Arnhem in the Dutch league, says Metalman Sam. Yeah, I really regret. Oh, Son was in there 1-on-1, and it's a goal kick. And if he scores that, I think we would be switching the Real Madrid game on, because it was a great chance.
Not being funny, I think if this is still 0-0 at half time, you could probably switch it on at half time, Mark, I'll be honest. I don't think Dortmund will. What do they need here? I don't think they get 4 or 5. Not in 45 minutes. They're not that good. I mean, Harry Kane's doing some tremendous work just holding the ball up.
Would you lose to City to stop Liverpool winning the league, says Ori Langan, and that's only to Mad Marcus. He says, Mark, you don't need to answer it.
It depends if we got 4th sewn up or not, or 3rd. Actually, do you know what I was thinking about? I was talking to someone the other day about it, but I think after the Arsenal game, if we get the 3 points against Arsenal, there's a couple of games we got, because I don't think we play City until April, is it?
No, that's right.
So hopefully we could have, a 2, 3, possibly even more 4-point gap and actually cement ourselves in, the 3rd or 4th spot. If that was the case, then again, depending what the points was at the top of the table, I wouldn't say we'd lose. I would say draw. I think we might be able to get away with drawing the game, so City still keep that gap up as well. But Spurs have got some. They play Liverpool, didn't they? So that's going to be potential clash at the top, isn't it?
And they've got to play City.
Yeah.
I personally think United will take points off City. So if you're a Liverpool fan, you've got to do your own job, haven't you?
Well, we got them at Old Trafford as well, haven't we?
United won't throw that game. Ollie won't throw that game. It's like, you won't want to do that. And I don't think top 4 will be sorted for United by then either. So there's just no way we'll throw it. Whether I would or not, hard to tell.
When do we play Chelsea? Is it this month or
just before that game?
Just before that one. Yeah. So I think, like you said
Sancho
before,
with a bit of space.
Finally,
good cutback. Should have hit that first time. Which of the 16 personality types are you, Mark? Says Mr. Silas 209. I don't know what the 16 are.
What?
I know what the 7 dwarfs are. I'm probably grumpy. And Nick P says, best moment of the right night so far is Rio Ferdinand saying he preferred the Dortmund version of You'll Never Walk Alone for atmosphere. Fair dues. And Dortmund just flicking a corner on. But they're still in the box. Royce. What a save by Lloris. And a double save by Lloris.
Yeah.
Wow. It was a good cross from Royce. I can't see who it is who gets the header on that. I think it might be Weigl that time.
A good double reaction save there.
Yeah.
Very good. At least Lloris has got his concentration hat on tonight. But
you can put Real Madrid Ajax on if you want, Marcus. Then we can cover both games. Do you want to do that?
I'll do it at half time if you want.
All right.
Do it at half time, and then it was good ball in.
Chesney Chubb says again, it's a question for Marcus. Who's your favourite porn star? Lovely volley that was. Dortmund deserve a goal in this game, and they nearly got one. Goats saved by Lloris. They've made 3 good blocks in the last sort of minute. To be fair, Spurs. And this game needs a goal, to be fair. And I think the Dortmund one would make it interesting. But Lloris is doing a madness, as Adam Leahy.
Well, you wouldn't begrudge Dortmund a goal here at the minute, because it's been all them since kickoff. apart from that Son chance a couple of minutes ago, Spurs have not really threatened at all. But Dortmund are the more likely to score it. They're the more adventurous. Obviously, they need to be. But Lloris is pulling off some cracking saves at the minute. To keep them out. I think maybe just it's a little too late for Dortmund. I think they really needed a goal in the first 10, 15 minutes.
Well, they only need 3 to force extra time.
Yeah, but I just think if you get the first one and then momentum will carry you through to half time, you go and you maybe get the second one in the first half as well. You come out in the second half and you just go all guns blazing for it, don't you? So, I mean, they've got the players to do it. Of course they have, but I don't know. I just think once Poch gets Spurs in at half time, they'll probably just sit back and defend, I think, the second half. Which is pretty much what they've been doing the first half, to be fair.
Marky makes a good point. He says Spurs looked a lot more free-flowing when Harry Kane was injured. I think Spurs were in far better form when Harry Kane was injured. I don't know, that's a sort of weird thing. Sometimes injuries can inspire the team because you get that camaraderie. But Harry Kane, there's no doubt in Harry Kane's a top striker. It's just I think Spurs haven't adjusted quick enough to him coming back.
Yeah, they played really good football when Son came back from the that tournament in January. But then since, like I said, I mean, Kane, he does offer something to the team. He holds the ball up well. He is a threat, of course he is. But I think when you've got Son running off him, I don't know. I just think they look a little bit more deadlier going forward with Kane in the team.
I love it when somebody says check Twitter, Mark. I mean, does anybody not realise the vast size of Twitter? Check Twitter for what? Oh, just peruse and then guess what it is. Sancho, good shot. Lloris saved.
Another save, yeah. I mean, Dortmund certainly putting the pressure on the Tottenham goal. But Lloris is the one that's keeping the score sheet down, obviously.
And here they are in again. And another. I tell you what, it is an entertaining game. If this didn't have a 3-0 pretext to it, you'd be like, ooh.
But Dortmund certainly think that they can get back in this tie. So you've got to give them credit for trying. But yeah, I mean, Lloris he's doing wonders in the net at the minute. How's Daley Blind doing at the minute? Do you know?
I don't know, because we're watching the wrong game.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I mean, you follow all sorts of football, don't you?
I don't follow Dutch football. No.
So apart from the Premier League then, what would be your second league to follow or watch?
You what?
Apart from the Premier League, what would be your second league to watch of choice? What's he doing there? Oh, I thought he'd give a penalty then. Daly's playing solid, says JJB Gaming. Blinder's a good player, says Dylan Moore. I was, quite peeved we got rid of him, actually, Mourinho. I thought he was a good utility player. Could play a couple of positions quite well. Just lacked a bit of pace. Blinder's doing fine, says Reza. Blinder's slow. Yeah, rude. He was a bit, Mark is being ignorant, isn't he? Yeah. Rude. That's
Why,
right.
what about?
I don't know. It's just doing your own thing.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a story. Right, I did give a hint on my going for Goldbridge today, which you haven't watched. You've not seen the best thing in the world today. Forget the Game of Thrones trailer. Mark Goldbridge going for gold is brilliant on my channel, and you should be watching it. But I did mention it in that as a teaser that I feel very tired today because I couldn't get sleep last night, and then I actually got to the point where I had to put Netflix on, and I just picked something to watch, and I watched Conor McGregor, like a film on Conor McGregor. When I don't even like UFC, I've never really watched it. Bloody hell! And I never really liked Conor McGregor that much, but I like UFC and I like Conor McGregor now. But I didn't get to sleep till about 1, so I am probably going to zone out a little bit.
Yeah. Potential UFC watch-alongs?
I don't know. I'd have to do a lot of research on it. Would they work? UFC watch-alongs?
Mate, I love watching the UFC. I prefer the UFC to boxing, so...
Well, I've always loved boxing, you see, but I was watching the UFC and I thought, oh, I can see why people like it now.
Yeah.
How do you watch it all? Is it on? Is it on Sky? Is it or what?
BT Sport.
How is it?
Yeah, BT Sport. It's not... The thing is, though, a lot of the main events, I think, usually start around... I've seen a couple start at about 10, 11 o'clock at night. I've seen some start at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, but of course, if you got the big boys out, then yeah, I'd sit and do it with you, right? Sit and watch one. The only thing I don't like watching is the women fighting there.
It's a bit gross, isn't it?
Yeah, when you see them with the broken noses and the fat lips and that, and you think, Jesus Christ, just like they knee each other in the gut, and oh no.
McGregor versus Cowboy has been cancelled apparently, says Asher of Mezzo. I think it's looking, I was reading about it last night, I think it's looking like Khabib, isn't it, again, towards the back end of the year. But I don't think he can beat Khabib. I think that's, he shouldn't take that fight, really. I mean, I don't really, I'm not talking like an expert here, but what I picked up on McGregor is, obviously he's amazing, but I think he steps up too big for his size. Just challenging himself, isn't he, by going up a weight.
Apparently Bale's hit the post.
Madrid have got to do is score, haven't they? And then the back level in the time.
That's my phone vibrating, Stephen. Yeah,
WrestleMania watch along. Hey, if anyone likes the wrestling, I'll do a watch along for that, because is Shawn Michaels back? If Shawn Michaels fights at WrestleMania, I will do a watch along, because Shawn Michaels is my all-time wrestling hero. Sweet chin music. Oh, there's about 3 people in the YouTube world I'd love to deliver that to. Stamp like that, and then just give them some sweet chin music. I'd love it. And I won't be acting; it'll be proper.
Do you know what? He does come back for the guest appearances at some of the top main events. I think Shawn Michaels and... There
was talking about Shawn Michaels and Triple H fighting Kane and Undertaker at WrestleMania, but I've not.
I think that happened. That was a special event in Australia, I believe it was. This year's fight for Triple H, the way it's going at the minute, is Triple H against Batista.
Right.
Because normally you get some of the forgotten names of the business come back for a one-off match in WrestleMania.
I did used to look. I agree with a lot of people saying wrestling's had its day. I think it probably has had its day for me, but I did used to really like it. I'd stay up for those like ridiculous o'clock. And it's always a Sunday night, isn't it? You've got work or school on Monday. Like Royal Rumble didn't used to. Oh, good shot, good save. I think Dortmund are quite unlucky in this game not to have a goal. That is probably one of my favourite. That was probably my last real match I watched, actually, and it was one of the best ever. It was Shawn Michaels Undertaker, and Undertaker beat Shawn Michaels, didn't he?
Yeah.
At WrestleMania, one of the best ever. And I know it's all choreographed, but Shawn Michaels was one of my favourites because he used to just put himself through. The thing about wrestling is the best wrestlers are the ones who normally get beat because they're doing all the big moves to get thrown all over the place. Mark Whitten says, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you both? Well, Marcus is 52 and I'm 28, so there you go. We move on.
Right, I'm going to add to that, and I'm going to say that out of the two of us, Mark is the older one.
Yeah, but people won't believe that.
I know they won't believe that, but you know what? I
I'll tell
think
you what,
when
I was talking to my mum about this tonight because she was asking about one of my friends who's just had their 40th, which doesn't mean they were in my school year. They could still be my friend. And I used to play football with a lot of the older kids, so a lot of my friends are 2-3 years older than me. But he could have been in my year, so whatever. But I was saying to her today, she was like asking about the 40th and whether I went, and I was like, he hasn't had it yet. At least I hope he hasn't. Maybe he didn't get invited. But I said, all my friends from school are fat and balding and look old. So we said, oh, well, that's good for you then. You've got good genes, haven't you? I said, yeah, but obviously I still look like I'm 25, but I'm not.
No.
And it's a reminder of how old you are when you look at your mates from school and think, bloody hell, they look like they're not far off the old wooden box.
Yeah, it must be something in the watermark up by you.
I do like Tadic, actually, Millsy, YT. I thought he was a good player at Southampton. Southampton were right to move him on. He was just going a bit stagnant, but he's doing well, isn't he? I'm not 40. This is something Arsenal fans put out there because generally you get tweets from Arsenal fans who've been absolutely boxed senseless with my banter. That the only thing that they can come back with, oh, it's so sad that a 40-year-old man is using W on Twitter. Well, they're wrong on lots of levels. I don't actually use W that much, and I'm not 40, so they're wrong. And actually, so what? Your mum still plays bloody PlayStation, doesn't she? There's nothing wrong with bloody...
No, there's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
ageist. You're bloody
Keeps her
ageist.
quiet. It keeps her quiet, out of my way.
You bloody ageist.
No, as long as she's sat there happy, mate. She's bought her own gaming chair now as well.
You go.
Yeah, it's got a cup holder in it, a massager in it, speakers in the back of it. Yeah, she treated herself the other week. So, I like that. Oh. I did say to her, don't you think you're a bit long in the tooth for something like that now?
You're never too old for anything. UFC, yes, go on, John Jones, says Hannibal Wolf. Used to have a boss called John Jones. I bet a lot of people do. Jones is quite a popular name. Torreira will not be playing against United because he got sent off. You're right, Mr. Maastricht Boy 11.
A lot of people trying to guess your age now, mate.
It doesn't actually matter because I look 25. That's the main thing. It's not a fart. I'm sitting on a cushion that's from my back, so when I move around, it's plastic on plastic.
Yeah,
it's like two Man City fans hugging.
Yeah, my phone keeps vibrating as well, so you might be getting some of that. What's she playing, Sally?
In April, Temper Fusion.
At the minute, Sally, she's playing Lego Marvel. At the minute, a lot of people are up for this UFC thing. Might have to do one of them, during the summer.
Yeah, how often do they do them? Half time here.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go to Real Madrid now.
Okay.
Or right. I will. I don't mind. I'll go.
All right, you go then. Oh, yeah, because this game is virtually over, isn't it? So I haven't really got to say what's going on. So yeah, you do Madrid then.
I'll do Madrid second half.
Yeah.
Marcus laughs like Winnie the Pooh. Love it, says Thomas Biles. I haven't watched Winnie the Pooh for many a year.
Do you know what? Watch that movie, Mark. Christopher Robin.
Yeah, well, I watched that.
I thought that was so cool. Such a cool movie, that was.
I do want to watch Peter Rabbit, because Seb loves Peter Rabbit. I mean, there's a film, although it's James Corden, who I think is a bit of a knob. Demba Dibby, thanks for the contribution. Remember, you can do super chats through the bottom, through the $sign. Mark, a lot of WE fighters have gone to UFC, says Mark Ryan. Yeah, I'm trying to think of that one who went to UFC. I can picture him.
CM Punk's been in there. Brock Lesnar's been in there.
Brock Lesnar's the one, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was he any good?
Yeah, he was. He was. His first few fights, he wasn't. I think really he underestimated his opponents, and he lost. He's lost a few, but once he got the knack for it, and the strength come out of him, because the bloke is an absolute fucking animal, as far as I'm concerned, and he got in the groove and he became champion of it. So I think. Yeah, do you know what? I think he's going back in it. I've read that he's going back in it because his contract was up with the WWE soon, or they've renewed the contract and up for another year because he's a champion in the WWE. But I think they're scheduling him to lose the belt at WrestleMania, and then he's going back into the UFC for a year or two. I think I'm not too sure because he had an illness which he overcome, so he had to stop doing it. I'm not completely sure what he's doing at the minute, but there are talks of him going back in.
There you go. Still 2-0 to Ajax and Real Madrid. I'll turn that on in the second half. And
keep an eye on Daily Blind as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Daily Blind then. Just to talk about that game very, very quickly. 0-0 at half-time, 3-0 Spurs advantage. It was always going to be a mountain to climb for Dortmund. Some would say a mission impossible for Dortmund. I would say the reality is that Dortmund are probably going to go out. But they were good for a goal, I think. They've had lots of chances. Lloris pulled off some really good saves. The goal, they needed a goal. Spurs did have a chance with Son running through one-on-one. It would have been a good finish if he'd made it. He didn't. So still 0-0 in that. I still think that could go extra time, but Dortmund have got to put the ball in the back of the net. Red Baron, what is Mad Marcus's opinion on Souness? Shoot. While I check the snooker.
I think he's a bit of a prat, to be honest, and a lot of the stuff that he says is because he just craves the attention. Hence why he's always picking on Pogba, because I think Pogba is one of the most talked, well, if not the most talked about player in the Premier League. So I think Souness talking about him is just for his own benefit, really, just to get his time in the limelight, I think.
I think he's just a bitter. There's a lot of people like that when they're retired, they become quite bitter, don't they? And I think that's what's happening with him. He's becoming a little bit bitter.
Well, you've also got to take into account a lot of these pundits and presenters, they're paid to say what's on the script, aren't they, really? So you've also got to take that into account as well. Is that what he's told to talk about, or is that from his own personal point of view? It's, but I do think the bloke, like you said there, he's a bit of a bitter, sad old bastard, isn't he, really, to be honest?
He is. What was I going to say? I thought I had a question about UFC, actually. When are you playing Outlast? Says I want Mark to spam. There's a lot of people interested in this Outlast thing, and it's like...
Yeah.
People underestimate me. They think they can lure me in. Oh, I've been calling you all these names. Oh, I need you for views now. Will you do a preview? No, I'm not stupid. Outlast. Will you play Outlast? Because we know it's going to be great entertainment to watch you shit yourself. I ain't stupid. I know exactly what the trap is. People take me for a fool too often. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a funny story today. There was nobody in my house. Right? And I'll be honest, I was going for a dump, and I went into there. I went in to go in the toilet, and I thought, that's not enough toilet paper. I'm going to need more than that. So I went to the landing, which is like the hall upstairs. I don't know what you call it in other countries, or maybe not even in the UK. And I went to the utility cupboard, where we keep the toilet rolls, and I opened it up, and it's normally just a door with nothing on the back of it. I opened it up, and there was this big coat hanging off the back of it, which is never normally there, and looked like somebody was coming out the cupboard. I went, fuck, I shit myself. I tell you what, you don't want to be shitting yourself when you need a shit. I was terrified. I went, what the fuck? And it was just a big coat. Which reminds me, I need to have a word with the wife, because I'm like, what the hell are you doing putting a big coat on the back of that door? That really scared me.
Well, maybe that was the sole purpose of the coat. She put it in there knowing that you were going to go in there today.
Logan Cook is a big fan of Football Manager on That's Football. If you've not watched the Football Manager streams and you need an induction, today's one is probably... The Villa one is probably the best one. And episode 2 today was magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. I don't know when I'm going to concede a goal next. It's ridiculous. 7 games without conceding a goal.
So what's the secret then?
Got no idea. Just my tactics.
So
I tweaked the formation because a lot of people said use that formation, but it's not just the formation, it's everything else I'm doing. It's like the get stuck in, the gauge of my tempo. It's just gold. I'm going to copyright it. It's absolutely magnificent. It really is.
I've got to say, mate, that chair of yours don't sound too healthy.
It's leather on leather. It's plastic on plastic. It's 2 Man City fans. I think I've done that twice now and I'm still not getting laughs. Quit it. You ever watch Give My Head Peace? Used to be on BBC One, says Gaz Elliott. Nope. And should have invited Expressions oozing, my bro. Is that the real one?
Let's have a look. I'll have a look. Yeah.
It is the real one.
Yeah.
Real Expressions in the house. Well, you're going through, pal. I hope you're doing well. I did send you the message, but I hope you're doing well, resting up.
I did send him a birthday message as well Saturday, but he hasn't read it.
He had a bit of a... I don't even know if it's public knowledge, but he had a bit of a bad night on his birthday night. But he's all right. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Expressions. As well, I'll tell you what, if you want to come on with us in the next round, you're more than welcome. We'll do a threesome. But you're going through to the quarterfinals, so there'll be no... Arsenal fans will be there bored tonight. Be like, the only thing we had to live for tonight was Spurs getting beat and getting knocked out so we can feel relevant. And now they've got a night off again, and tomorrow night, and then it's all about them in the Emmerdale Cup on Thursday night against Rene, who used to be an actor in LOLO. In fact, I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead, actually, Rene. But no, Rene's playing Arsenal in the Emmerdale Cup.
There we go. Yeah, mate. I did send you a message Saturday, but I did hear what went on. So yeah. But happy birthday anyway for last Saturday. But yes, I mean they're just having a yap at the minute at half time. I don't see Dortmund coming back into this at all. They've had a couple of good attacks, a couple of quality shots at Lloris, but Lloris has kept the score sheet at 0-0, and Son really should have put that chance away, to be honest.
I think it's fashionable to criticise Pochettino, but I've always liked Pochettino. I don't want him to be Manchester United manager. I want Solskjaer, and I'm over the moon about that. But I do think that some United fans are justifying that Pochettino's a bottler because people cannot be humble about anything. Some people can't be humble. It's either he's the best, so you're the worst. Some people just have that mentality. That's fine. Obviously, Arsenal fans will not give him any credit, but I think Pochettino is a fantastic manager, and I think that the lack of money he has and what he achieves, I know Spurs fans won't want to hear that, but he overachieves every year because he doesn't get any money to spend. But what I was going to say, Marcus, is this tie is over, but it was 0-0 at Wembley at half-time because we were doing the watch-along for that. And that second half from Spurs, I said it at the time and I'll say it again now, that second half from Spurs was tactically masterful by Pochettino. And they took the game away from Dortmund in a 3-goal second half. So, Dortmund could do it in this half. Of course they could. I agree with you. I don't think they will do. But that second half from Pochettino, anybody who ever says, he's not a top manager, I don't know whether he would go to Real Madrid or not, but he's... I think he will get itchy feet if Levy doesn't give him any money, and because I think he is better than that. I think he's better than that, and I think it's unfair that he gets called a bottler because I don't think he is a bottler. I just think you get to this point of the season and you flop and you get labelled a bottler. But also, the logical brain would say, well, of course, at this point of the season, fatigue and the fact that you haven't got a very good squad depth is going to hurt you. We've seen it with United year after year. The depth of our squads under Sir Alex Ferguson was always a key because you've got to grind out results. If you look at football over the years, the best goals, you look at Tony Yeboah goals from years ago, they're always scored around August, September, October, November. The best performances, the best consistency is always in the first half of the season because once you get to now, there ain't, the top players will score goals and that, but they're not doing the free-flowing stuff they were doing at the start of the season because the season starts to catch up on them and teams start to realise, oh shit, we're going to get relegated, oh shit, we might need the title, and they change their tactics and games become a lot tighter.
Definitely. I think if you look at what Pochettino's done for Spurs since he's come in, you even go back to what he did at Southampton as well, and I just think the guy he's been managing teams that have very, very strict budgets, and I think if you give that guy a couple £100 million, he'd be absolutely dangerous, and he'd be quite savvy in the transfer market as well. He doesn't really spend big. We saw that with the people that he's brought through. Dele Alli, for example, he knows a player when he sees one, and I think that's one of his best qualities. He can tell when you got an up and coming youngster, he's not afraid to chuck him in that first team, and that Spurs team I think it's a decent team for a very, very low budget. They don't. I mean, Levy's quite tight with the wage structure as well. I mean, Eriksen's fantastic player. He's on what 75, 80,000 a week. And you look at what we're paying our players. The likes of Ashley Young and the Matters and the Valencias, the Sanchez. And I think a lot of people would say that Eriksen is better than any of them anyway, for half the wages. So I think what he does without money is a credit to him. I think he's been nothing but sensational for Spurs, but I think you need the money. He needs money to take Spurs to the next level.
That's so brilliant because I actually wasn't listening to you there.
That's
I actually went off for him. No, I actually got up and went for a minute, and you were still talking when I came back, which was great. Red Baron says expression should convert to a United fan. We've got his brother Ants, but he's welcome if he wants. Imagine United with Mbappe, Rashford, and Douglas Costa. It's not my ideal threesome, to be honest with you. And we're not going there. Mark, how is Sancho playing? Says Keith Singh. I think he's done okay. I mean, to be honest with you, anyone who's criticising him are just those clowns who just think, he's not scored a hat-trick, like I said. He's done all right, but he's done as well as any other Dortmund player. They've just not been able to put the ball in the back of the net, have they? So, anyway, I've moved over to Blind and Real Madrid against Ajax, and Marcus will keep you up to date with the Dortmund game. We'll do your timer, Marcus. So if you can tell us the timer on that.
Are you sure? Because I'm behind you, aren't I?
All right, I'll just do it from here.
So do it from yours.
Anmish Carr says, "Watch the Madrid game, Mark. Ajax are tearing up." So we've split. I'm doing Ajax Madrid now, and Marcus is doing Dortmund Spurs. So we are covering both now.
Please bear in mind, people, I'm about 22 seconds behind.
I think you don't need to worry about it because if that game gets exciting, I'll come back. But somebody did just ask, what's my highest snooker break? I think it was 52, if I remember rightly, which is pretty good. That's pretty good.
Did you play a lot of snooker, Mark?
I've played for years. My ambition is to actually get a snooker table, but the wife says no. Because to get a proper snooker table, you need a big room to put it in.
Yeah. You got a conservatory, haven't you?
Yeah, but it's probably not as big as the snooker table.
Oh, no. Oh, right. I was just going to say, you could have expanded on it, couldn't you? But,
Daily Blind playing for Ajax. So they're 2-1 up at the Bernabeu. What is Daily Blind's number? Don't know yet.
Raya Patel says, Mark, what's the super chat?
Super chat is a way where you can contribute to the channel and leave a comment that will be read out. And there's a $sign at the bottom of the live comments if you want to do it. It's not available in all countries, but there you go. Jacob says that his highest break is about 30. That's not bad, though, because if you think about a red and a black is 8. So that would be at the very least, 3 reds and 3 blacks.
Yeah, 3 on the black, yeah.
So that's 6 pots, which on a big table is not easy. Well, this is going to be all Ajax, isn't it? I suppose Delit watch.
Yeah, you got a couple of players to look out for, haven't you, in there that former United or linked to United. Just waiting. I think second half is going to get underway any second now for me.
I've just switched this on, Real Madrid and Ajax, and I actually think Real Madrid will win this already. So all those people who are saying that's going. How's Aston Villa going? Says Angie3. Well, the first stream was a nightmare. I think I got beat 4-2 by Brentford at home. And then the second stream, I've just won 6 league games in a row, and now I'm top of the league without conceding a goal. So join me for episode 3 tomorrow lunchtime. I do like Fawlty Towers Walrus Productions. That was on Netflix last night. I was going to watch some, but I've got to be careful, though. I'm going to get addicted to Netflix again now. You know, when you watch something random like that Conor McGregor thing and you go, oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. I'm like, oh, there's so many random things I could just watch. I need to catch up on The Walking Dead. I haven't watched it since the mid-season break.
You're not into the Marvel stuff, are you, Mark?
Nah, a lot of people say I would be, but I just haven't really ever got into it.
In case anyone didn't realise, Captain Marvel's out this week in cinemas.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he dead from Infinity War?
No.
Timelines thing.
Yeah, timelines thing.
So it's before
So,
Infinity War.
yeah. Well, do you know what? I'm going to say it comes smack bang in the middle of the Infinity War movie.
Ah, right.
So, but Dortmund just had a great chance. They out to the right hand side. There was a ball across the face of the box, and no Dortmund player there to put it in the back of the net. But
I loved Columbo when I was a kid. Oh, I loved Columbo. When he knew the person who'd done it, and he'd ask him a
yeah,
question, that they'd answer the question, and then he'd go, "Thank you," and he'd go, "One thing more." He came across as thick, but he was bloody clever, old Columbo.
you weren't into Murder She Wrote either, was you?
No, oh
No.
God, that I'm not in for women detectives. That's not about being sexist. I just prefer my detectives to be men. Although Line of Duty is very good. I can't think of any female detectives that I watch. My dad used to watch Miss Marple. I never understood that at all. Some ancient old biddy solving murders.
Again, another attack down the left-hand side for Dortmund. A great ball in to the back post. No one's there. No one's taking that chance. But it's all
Oh,
Dortmund
I've
that
just
started
remembered
the
one where
second
I do
half.
like a woman in it. Unforgotten on the BBC. That's brilliant.
Do you know what? I don't get time to watch telly. I really don't. And it amazes me how you do with everything you do during the day. I think
I
I've
have
said that to you
time.
a couple.
I schedule my day. That's why.
Yeah.
After normally, unless there's football on, after 9 o'clock, I'm done, aren't I? So that's my time to chill out and watch a couple of hours of telly.
Apparently, there's a goal for Spurs. So, game over. I've not seen it yet because, as I said, I'm 20 odd seconds behind. The
That will
Spurs
be
do
game
have
over.
the
So I'm
ball.
watching. It's Harry Kane.
It is Kane. Yeah. There we go. Game over, dead and buried.
Was it a good goal?
Well, I mean, the ball starts off on the left-hand side, then it goes through the middle. Ericsson again, picks up the ball. Then you get, I think it's Sissoko who plays the ball straight through the middle, and Harry Kane is just totally unmarked and puts it in the top right-hand corner. And goalkeeper has absolutely no chance. But that's it. Game over. Done. 4-0 aggregate to Spurs. 1-0 on the night. But again, it's
Kane
a simple
scores.
ball.
Game over. Arsenal fans heartbreak.
He's onside as well. They're just showing it back. He's definitely onside. The right back from Dortmund is playing him on.
You know what? You know why that happened? Because I've changed onto this.
I'll tell you what. That's a hell of a finish from Harry Kane, Mark. It's just inside the penalty area. He strikes it on the line of the penalty area, and the goalkeeper's come out to the 6-yard box.
Ajax nearly scored there as well. Some lovely build-up play from Ajax.
Put
It's a
that.
shame. It's a shame actually that De Jong's going to Barca and De Ligt's obviously going to go, because I grew up and there was an Ajax team that actually won the Champions League with Kluivert and all that lot in it, and now they just sell their players off too quick.
They're more like a feeder cup now, aren't they? But I've got to say, watching that angle back where the camera's behind Harry Kane, he's put some whip on that. Because if you look at him straight, he's in line probably about a metre away from the right-hand post, but there's so much bend on it, it goes into the top right-hand corner.
So Dortmund need 5 goals now.
Yeah, no chance. Absolutely no chance. And Spurs are on the attack again here. So
Fair play to Spurs though. Maybe the Chelsea and Arsenal games were just a blip and they're going to get back to that form now. I mean, to be honest with you, Spurs...
Harry Kane's just had a shot from the halfway line there. Goalkeeper was out towards the edge of the box. He saw him off his line, and you know what? It's not far over the top. It's only a few metres high. So Dortmund with it all to do, but that's the thing that's the threat Harry Kane brings. You just cannot keep him quiet. You really can't. For me, he's probably the complete all-round forward.
Well, they're not going to win the league, are they, Spurs? But they've got as much chance as anyone else in the Champions League.
Definitely.
They get Dele Alli back.
Yeah.
Strong defensively, Spurs always have been.
Eric Dyer's warming up on the bench. He's warming up down the touch line.
Yakov, I don't complain about Arsenal fans giving me stuff back. I just block them.
Yeah, Mark, you need to update the score, mate, as well, sir.
Oh yeah, it's because I'm not watching that one. I'm watching Real Madrid Ajax, by the way, by order of the watch along public. I've had to move over to this game, which is now continue. I'm not going to get to see a goal tonight, am I? 3 goals in this first half I didn't see. 2 goals in the first half that I didn't see, and now I switch from that one, and there's a bloody goal in that one straight away. Van Dabidoze. Well, it's nice to see the Real Madrid fans looking absolutely pissed off. You arrogant bunch of spoilt little shits. They are spoilt, Real Madrid fans. I know some of them aren't, but they are very spoilt. I mean, any club that could boo Ronaldo or Casillas, a homegrown talent and one of your best goalkeepers you ever had, and a player that single-handedly made you relevant, unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. KB, that I looked. I changed the angle of the shot because you can change angles on the BT Sport app, and yeah, it was actually quite far away actually. But when he hits it, the angle from the sideline, it didn't look too far over. But looking back at it, it's well wide.
Ajax, what a team, says Liban, and Brindley says he supports Real Madrid. I'm not saying all Real Madrid fans are like that, but the ones in the ground, there's some real arseholes in there. I just don't agree with any player being booed by their own fans. And anyone who... There's this myth that I said I agreed with Fellaini being booed. I actually didn't. I said I don't agree with it. I said those people who do it have got a right to do it if they want to, and he is a bad player, and it's up to them if they want to do it, but I personally don't agree with it. That's what I said.
Just seeing a few, not a lot, the odd 1 or 2 from different sections of the stadium leaving already.
Yeah, well, it's over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get home, get yourself a fish and chip supper, and catch the 10 o'clock
the traffic.
News. Yeah.
Come on.
Ajax are going to win, says Roberto Kit. So, yeah, well, Real Madrid, Ajax, if they get another goal, are in a great position. But if Real Madrid get one back, it's a score, it's level.
There's no BT Sport app, Marcus. Yeah, there is, Abby. So I'm watching it now.
It's a figment of your imagination again. It's like your wife and kids.
Yeah, they're not really real.
You just live with your mum.
But there is a BT Sport app.
That's not true, actually. I feel really bad if it's true. Actually, I know it's not true. I've seen his wife. Unless you were paying her and she wasn't real. Well, she did look a bit disinterested.
Yeah, you never know, do you? You never know.
Pretend to be my wife.
So do you think Sancho's worth the 100 million?
Change the subject now, look. That's skill.
I'm going to change it again now because Harry Winks is down as well, looking
injured.
A bit peed off. I think this will be the first change of the night. There's going to be a change here. The scoreboard substitution board is coming up.
I tell you what, he's got a big neck, hasn't he? Courtois. Looks like a giraffe.
Seeing a goal back again by Kane. What? That ball has got so much whip on it from the right that all of a sudden what a goal that was, seriously, what a goal.
Yeah, no, I missed it to move on to this one, which is clearly going to be 0-0 second half.
I mean, he could have took another couple of touches to actually get it into the box and play it low to the goalkeeper's right, but he didn't. He hit it out just inside the box. It was on the line, but Harry Winks has come off. Eric Dyer's come on.
A few people asking me how Junior's done. I know he started the game. He's off. He's not playing in the second half, so I don't know how that is because I didn't watch the first half. Shamma King says you two genuinely make me laugh. Good. That's what football. That's what football's all about. Football and a bit of banter. How much would you pay for Sancho? 100 million, Colin. I'm not changing my mind after one game.
No, do you know what? I think that's overpriced. I think just because he's English, the price is going to go up, isn't it? And I always thought as well, Mark, I know you said it earlier about the Man City get like a first refusal if someone put a bid in. They've got the option to match it. I always thought City just had the sell-on clause for him.
All right.
I thought it was like 15%.
None of these things are ever 100%, but that's the story. Yeah, Vincentius Jr. is off injured. He was crying, says Eden Wolf. Oh, grow up. Oh, Ajax are in. Still got a lot of work to do. Oh. No. Remember to get rid of it. Asensio is on the pitch, Jordan, you're right.
So Dortmund are still pressing. I think
CCFC 1927. I'm going to a pre-arranged event that's been planned for a long time, and there's a few people going to be there. But it's quite a small room, and I will be there, and he apparently is going to be there. So all this, oh, you're scared, bollocks. No, I'm just not doing a video with him. Benzema's in. Oh, I don't know if that was a corner or a miss. It was a miss.
Yeah, he's apparently been in some good form as well since Ronaldo's been gone.
Benzema.
Yeah. I read an article on him the other day saying that...
It's a good run. Yeah. He's skinned someone and then his shot wasn't far off. Skills. Absolutely skills.
Snack Savage says, why are English players more expensive? I don't know. I've never understood that. Any idea, Mark?
I suppose it's the homegrown thing, isn't it? I don't know. There's not many of them that are good. I don't know.
He's not really been involved in the second half. Well, he's picked the ball up a few times, played a couple of passes, but he's not looked threatening at all. Whether that's probably because Spurs, if they're playing the three centre-backs, so they're doubling up on him down the right-hand side. He's just not really had the freedom. But Dortmund are making a couple of changes now.
Side netting for Ajax. I'll tell you what I like about Ajax is their passing. They're passing between the lines. They're passing behind Real Madrid's defence and the runners. Very, very accurate. Just the right weight of pass. Lovely to see. How long does it normally take you to get through a season on Football Manager, Mark? Says Logan Cook. I'd say probably. We're at the start of October now, and we've done 2 streams. So, because I don't put every result up. I'll do it every now and again. I'll just do a couple of results off camera. So probably about 8, I think. I can normally get through about 7 games in an hour, and I normally do an hour stream.
Dortmund's literally just playing for pride now. Coming up to 59 minutes, just gone 59. But Sancho, you know, he's looking not very lively tonight, to be honest.
He's only 18.
Yeah, he's always got 1 or 2 in front of him. You know, Dortmund-wise, he's not the furthest forward on the right-hand side.
A lot of people would prefer Pepe at Man United anyway. Not the crap Portuguese centre-back. The winger from France. Am I a Spurs fan, EE? I don't mind Spurs. I've always been honest about that, and I think that's because over the last couple of years on That's Football, when we've been doing Champions League watch-alongs, we always tend to watch Spurs because they always are in a harder group. But I find Spurs inoffensive, Marcus. I don't know about you. Liverpool, we've got the massive rivalry. Man City are just an oil club. Arsenal are a rival because I don't even know why they're a rival anymore. And Chelsea, again, they're the BTEC City. So Spurs are actually quite inoffensive.
Yeah, I find Spurs quite neutral. I think, you know, as a United supporter, I do like the way.
Oh, it's goal! Ooh. It's a goal for Ajax. Oh, it's a lovely goal as well. It's a lovely goal. It's Tadic, isn't it, that time? He's been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And Real Madrid are fucked. They really are. In fact, they are, because they need 3 goals to go through. Yeah. They are in a real mess. But the ball had gone out. If they VAR it, that ball's out. Can they VAR it? Will they VAR it? What a goal, though, by Tadic.
I wouldn't have thought they VAR that one.
Why, it's magnificent goal. What a goal by Tadic. Unbelievable.
Oh. Are they going to the VAR? Wouldn't surprise me if they get knocked out tonight. They'd probably end up booting the manager tomorrow morning. A couple of people saying it's not a goal.
That would be a joke if they do that.
Hmm? Have you seen the TV sign yet?
He's doing it, yeah.
Yeah. That'll get ruled out then, won't it?
That's a disgrace. If that gets ruled out, it's a bloody disgrace because it's so far away after the goal and it's such a good goal. It might not be out of play, you know. It might not be out of play because it's only got to be a little bit of the ball.
Yeah, Sally said it was a terrific finish.
I think it's a disgrace. I think they should be given the goal. This is why I don't like VAR, because you can go and find things way before the goal that are totally nothing to do with the goal, really. You know, people can disagree with me, but I've always been against VAR.
Well, Louise is praying. It's not a goal. No clear footage, says Phil.
Well, the linesman's looking right down the line.
Yeah. A couple of people saying it's the entire ball that's out.
I don't think it looks like it's the entire ball. There could be a slimmer of that.
Lynn Hall says it's not clear enough to rule out.
You can't rule that out. You've got to give the goal. But you know what I mean? I'm glad we're getting this, because if you're in the ground, I was saying this on Saturday when I was at Old Trafford, VAR next season, if you're in the ground, you're out of the game. You know, you pay all that money to watch the game and you're out of the game because you've got no idea what's going on. You don't know. VAR destroys it for the match-going fan.
It does, but it gives the correct decision. And I think, for me, ultimately, I think as long as it's the correct decision, that's all that matters. You can't
Goal
argue
given.
with...
Goal given.
There we go.
Oh, goal given. I tell you what, I think it was out now. I do think it was out. I do think it was out, but I'm so happy that it wasn't given.
Yeah, a lot of people celebrating that in the comments. The goal stands. Louise ain't going to be happy with that. So obviously the ball wasn't out then, Mark. Huh?
Well, I think it might have been. I just don't think they had the camera angle for it, because they're bringing something in to review something that they don't actually have the technology to review. Because they can review. So basically, those people who aren't watching anything are just relying on us, poor people. But about on the halfway line before the goal for Ajax, way before it, the ball seemed to go out, and the Ajax player sort of slid to keep it in. So a few seconds after that, Ajax score a great goal, and then obviously VAR has said, "Oh, I don't know, the ball might have been out." The problem is, it's not like goal line technology. They haven't got touchline technology to see if a ball's totally in or out. So they're trying to VAR something when they haven't got the technology to say whether the ball was in or out anyway. So it's another nail in the coffin of VAR, really, because they're reviewing things that they haven't got the technology to definitely say whether it was in or out. There isn't actually a camera looking down the line of the touch lines, so you're always going to have to rely on the human error there. So that's what I found funny about that VAR thing there is, yeah, it looked from one angle like the ball was out, but then from another, it looked like a little bit might be in. So it's not definitive. So they've given the goal.
Yeah. Well,
VAR, I just hate VAR. I hate VAR. And as I said, if you were in the ground then, what's the enjoyment for you?
I was just going to say, it did take a while, that one, didn't it?
Yeah, it takes 3 minutes to find out whether a goal is going to stand or not. You don't really even know what it's all about. Bale misses. Should have gone with his left. And over the bar.
That's the only disappointing thing for me. They need to work on narrowing that time down.
Sangio says it was clearly out from both angles. I think one of them it looked like it could be out. The other one, it looked like it might be in. But the reality is, you cannot say it was definitively out from an angled camera. You've got to have a camera down the line. And anyway, if there's any doubt, you've got to give the goal because it wasn't fundamental to the goal and the goal was fantastic from Tadic. Johan Cruyff would be proud, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. It was a fantastic finish, Dylan Walsh.
Jadon Sancho has been switched out to the left-hand side here now.
And Logan Cook says, I think VAR has overly complimented the beautiful game technology these days. Exactly. It's ridiculous.
Right. I'll tell you what, Sancho's picking up the ball much more down his left-hand side. Aurier's got a problem to deal with him at the minute.
This will be. I mean, this is That's Football, the channel. Make sure you subscribe. But also, in a bigger sense, that's football, isn't it? Real Madrid fans will be absolutely crying in their nappies tonight because they're spoiled. But the reality is, you've just won back-to-back Champions Leagues for 3 years in a row. And you're going to have a year where you don't win the league and you get knocked out of the Champions League. And there'll be an uproar. There'll be an uproar. But that's football, isn't it? You've got to take the rough with the smooth. Look at United fans. We've had nearly 3 decades of continued success, and then we've had 6 years of absolute shite. Are we all stamping our feet and stropping? To a certain extent we are, but not in a way that we're demanding things. We just want our club to play the way we want to play.
There's a good breakout here by
Goal
Spurs.
for Real Madrid. Asensio. I don't know whether the keeper should do a bit better there. Still a long way to go in this game. Ajax have suddenly gone a little bit ragged, to be honest. It's either a very, very good finish or the goalkeeper's got his angles wrong. Comes to Asensio on the edge of the box, who just... I think it's a good finish.
Yeah.
It's right in the bottom corner. Keeper's diving it as best he can. It's a lovely finish. Right on the edge of the box, and he sort of passes it home with power into the bottom corner off the post. So, another goal for Real Madrid levels it up.
The Spurs have just had a good chance from a corner.
But they need 3. They need 3 goals, Real Madrid. So the next one isn't enough.
The corner just came whipped in, but all the while I put it way over the bar, but he was totally unmarked at the front post.
Matteo, how long do you think you're going to last on our live comments doing stuff like that? Hope it was worth it. You didn't get read out, and now you're history.
I just deleted one just now who did that.
I'm watching the Real Madrid game, everybody. So you're not the only one going, I'm watching the Real Madrid game. I am actually watching the Real Madrid game.
Yeah, the 70 minutes into the Dortmund Spurs, Lamella's coming on, and Son is going off.
Real Madrid need 2 goals to go through. One goal will level the score, but they haven't got enough away goals. Ajax have.
Andreas
useless.
I was just going to say.
It is.
Yeah, I never wanted him at United just because of his injury record. I just think it would have been money down the drain.
Ajax have played fantastically well, Marky, and I've only watched the second half. Goal from the free kick! 4-1! Oh, it's over. Real Madrid and the Bernabeu is going to empty. Who took that free kick? I don't really know much about Ajax. Who took the free kick? What a fucking goal. Get the name of the goal scorer in there. I didn't even see who it was. It was unbelievable. He's right on the touchline. It's high and looping Unbelievable. They think it's going to be a cross. It's absolutely stupendous. Stupendous goal. Embarrassing for the goalkeeper. Giraffe neck. Can't get it. Is it De Jong? Is that De Jong? Nah. Who took the free kick?
Come on, guys, get in the comments. Who was it?
It's brilliant. I'm just watching it back here. It's perfect. No goalkeeper's going to save that. It's got so much dip on it and bounce back. Shune. Probably got his name wrong. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I have to tweet about him for the first time ever. He's going off now as well.
Yeah.
That's his last bit.
Sure. Alexi says that was a Rashford free kick.
No, it was far better than Rashford. Rashford puts more power and dip on it, whereas that was just curly. It was whipped in, as Marcus has said a few times tonight. It was a whipped free kick from right over on the touchline virtually. What a goal. I tell you what, Prince R9 and everybody who said put this game on in the second half, inspired stuff, because I've seen 3 goals now. 2 brilliant goals by Ajax. To be fair, the Asensio goal was good. Real Madrid need 3 goals now.
No chance.
3 goals in 20 minutes. Can be done, but...
Is that just to level it up, though?
No, they can't.
No, that's
There's
actually
no
goes
level up
through,
now.
yeah.
That's to go through. To level it up, it's 2, but they'd obviously be out on away goals. But to be honest with you, I mean, Real Madrid conceding 4 goals to Ajax in the Bernabeu, it just tells... Real Madrid do need to get knocked out, because if they play someone decent, they're going to get absolutely done. And I'm not taking anything away from Ajax. They're a good team, but I don't think Ajax would beat Man City. Luke Skywalker, so well deserved. Happy for Ajax. Thanks, Luke. It was a bit like Rooney's free kick against Stoke. Actually, Paul Bulger, you're right.
One of the favourites for the tournament look like they're going out early.
The holders we've not had.
Yeah.
We've won it for the last 3 years, so we're definitely going to get a new winner.
Yeah. Dortmund had a slight bit of an opportunity there, but it's got ruled out for offside. And Delaney's coming on for, I think that's Royce, is it?
See, this is what I love about Real Madrid fans. They're trying to justify their shitness now, because they're going... Daryl Bell says, Real Madrid are still a bigger club than Manchester United. And do I have a problem with that? No, you clearly do, mate. You're still going out the Champions League as holders against Ajax. I'm perfectly happy with what's happening with my club. I haven't been happy for 6 years, but I'm loving what's happening with my club now. And if we go out the Champions League tomorrow, we're still heading in the right direction. But you, where are you heading? Mourinho's going to be back in charge of your club. Good luck.
Marcus, could you give a shout out to Dom Jenkins? It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Dom.
Who even is the manager of Real Madrid at the moment? Didn't he promote some reserve coach when they sacked the other one?
I thought they did, yeah.
They
I
had
don't think there's anyone important.
The Spanish manager. They sacked him really early on, and then I think they brought in a reserve coach, and they clearly were always going to get somebody else. Gareth Bale will be getting booed, no doubt. Aha, look at all those there actually are some Real Madrid fans crying. It makes you love football even more, doesn't it? You spoiled shits. You've won 3 in a row, and you're going to lose a game in the Champions League, and you're crying. You absolutely deserve it. Love it.
Sounds like that team needs some major surgery in the summer.
The thing is, though, actually, all they've lost is Ronaldo and Zidane.
Yeah, the manager and the main centre forward.
Yeah. But I actually think when they lost Ronaldo in the summer, they didn't invest enough. I don't know. Did they buy anybody in the summer? I know they got that Brazilian lad, but
I don't think they bought anyone of any significance, did they? I think you're probably talking that squad now in today's market probably needs about £500 million.
Yeah, they'll spend it though.
Yeah, a lot of them are getting on now, aren't they?
The Ronaldo effect, yes. Ito. It is true. It is true.
Dortmund's just hit the bar.
Who was it?
Pulisic, it was a deflected shot. It was quite comfortable for Lloris, though. He just let it. He knew it was going to go over, but oh no, it didn't. It hit the top of the net. It looked like it hit the bar, but yeah.
The thing is, Ajax have actually played Real Madrid off the park. It's not like it's a smash and grab, and they've scored all sorts of goals, and they've played them off the park. Of course, Barcelona fans will take this as a victory because De Jong is off to Barcelona in the summer anyway, whilst knocking Real Madrid out of the Champions League, so he'll already be a folk hero straight away.
Yeah. We got, let's see, just over 13 minutes to go in this one. I've got to say, I know Dortmund have had quite a few chances, but I think Spurs really have looked pretty comfortable. Since they got the goal, Dortmund haven't really threatened much.
No, and even if they'd scored one, they've still got to get another 3, haven't they?
So,
as I said, that 45 minutes at Wembley, the second half, the tactical masterclass from Pochettino. I mean, we watched that and it was fantastic, and it basically has got them through. It'd be interesting to see Spurs get in the next round because Real Madrid gone, Dortmund gone, Liverpool or Bayern are going to be gone. I think Man City have got a cracking chance of winning.
They've got a good run, haven't they? They got a good run, good crack at it this year.
Barcelona are good, but
yeah, but they're not the Barcelona of old, though. This is the thing. I think again, you never know what will happen. Between now and the end of the season, if Messi's out, Suarez is out, you never know.
Tragic we let Daley Blind go, says Adrian Gutchett. No, I don't think so. I don't think Daley Blind wasn't getting game time, and I don't think Daley Blind would get game time under Ollie. I think Daley Blind's problem was his lack of pace in the Premier League.
Do you know what?
I know he's played very well here tonight, but in the Premier League, his pace sort of hurt him a lot. The thing about Daley Blind is if he just had one more yard of pace, he'd have been a world-class left-back. He'd have been a brilliant CDM. I liked Daley Blind, but I can see why we moved him on.
Yeah, I think that was the his main fault was his lack of pace. Not very quick. I thought he was a great player though for United, a great utility man. Whenever called upon, always came in, did a professional job. Fantastic concentration levels. He read the game well. Great passer. Decent set piece on him as well.
Inspiration for us tomorrow night, says Charlie Bass. Well, yeah. It's a good point, that is, isn't it? Very good point.
Spurs nearly had a good counter-attack on there, but the pass didn't have the legs on it to reach Lamela down the right-hand side. Dortmund pick it up, ball over the top. Lloris quite happy to let it go out for a goal kick. I've got to say, I think I agree with a lot of the live comments tonight on tonight's performance. I don't think Sancho's worth the money, but you got to look at it over the whole of the season, haven't you? You can't just base him on tonight.
No, and some of the things he's been doing for Dortmund have been absolutely fantastic. And to be honest with you, you raise a good point there, Marcus, because look at this is a lot of people will only get to watch Sancho in the Champions League. You won't watch Bundesliga, but Champions League, if you think about your club that you support in England, how many of your players go and play superb in the Champions League? It's a very big tournament to go and dominate because you're playing the very, very best teams in Europe, and very few players grab hold of a game in the Champions League. I mean, even Ajax tonight, it's been a brilliant team performance. But you think about United in Europe, it's not very often that Martial runs a game from start to finish, does it? He might score a goal or whatever, but I think that's an important thing to remember as well. Should you really be judging a player just on a Champions League isolated performance? No, you shouldn't. I'd take him at United.
I would take him, yeah. I think 100 million though is a bit too excessive, but I mean, since he's switched down to the left-hand side here, he seems to be he's calling for the ball a lot more. He's getting that space against Aurier. He wasn't getting that space out on the left-hand side when Son was pulled out there to double up on him.
Mark, will you take a shower with Mark if United win? Marcus. Marius Kiver.
No.
We'll struggle to do that because we'd have to book a travel lodge about in the middle equidistance from where we live. So if United won, it would probably take us both an hour and a half at least to get to a travel lodge where they've got a shower to meet. By which time the drive might have dampened our excitement. So no.
The moment would have gone by
The
then.
moment will have gone. Red Baron says, does not Lindelof disprove your theory on Blind? You can be fast but crap at reading play. Rather a smart defender over headless chicken any day of the week. But Lindelof is quite quick. Lindelof's totally... I don't know why people are comparing Lindelof to Blind because they're totally different players. And I don't know what people are talking about Daley Blind. He had more than enough years at Manchester United and he did okay at times. Look, Memphis Depay's playing fantastically well in France. He was shit at United. Doesn't mean we made a mistake. Well, De Ligt's just made a massive mistake. And then Real Madrid make a mistake. And, well, that was a farce. They'll be getting booed for that, Real Madrid. De Ligt slipped over. Modric running through one-on-one. All he's got to do is pass it to Benzema for a tap-in. They mess it up. Hilarious. How did they not score, Jack? I know. It remains 4-1. And all you could see behind the goal is Real Madrid fans going absolutely mad. So it wasn't De Ligt anyway. It was just Modric is like... I think Benzema slips. Ole should prepare more for Arsenal over PSG, says Daniel A. Well, in a way he is, because there's a lot of players playing who aren't playing, who will be playing against Arsenal anyway. Like Pogba and Martial for a start. Maybe even Matic. This game it's over for Real Madrid. 10 minutes to go, and it's 3 goals they need.
Christian Eriksen went off a few seconds ago and Danny Rose has come on. So Spurs, quite comfortable.
Well, this is the game of the night, Ajax Real Madrid. And I think when we were looking at it, we were always going to do Dortmund Spurs because of the English connection. But I don't think many people are expecting this. Real Madrid 2-1 up from the away tie in Holland. I don't think anybody would have expected this tonight. 4-1 to Ajax in the Bernabeu. I've had a super chat here from... a lot of players were rubbish under Van Gaal and Jose, says Red Baron. It's all about opinion. There's a lot of people who think Daley Blind would still be a good player for United. I personally don't think he would be a good player in the Premier League.
Well, I bet he'd be getting game time at the minute if he was still there. The amount of injuries we got at the minute, I think, yeah. The Spurs just had a great opportunity to make it 2. Ball across from the right-hand side, whipped right across the box, and no one there taking a gamble to nod it in.
I think the only team that could definitely cause City a problem is Barcelona, but I'm trying to think who else is in it. Atletico Madrid, I think, could grind Man City out. I think Juventus are going to go out to Atletico Madrid. I'm trying to think who else is in it. Liverpool or Bayern could. Liverpool could, obviously, beat Man City as well. But I suspect Man City are going to do a Liverpool and get easier ties all the way to the final. James Griffin, thanks for the contribution.
Spurs look like they've gone to the 5 at the back now. Yeah, Lamella's 5-3-2 for Spurs at the minute. So they've got Eric Dyer, Sissoko and Danny Rose in the midfield 3, and then they've got Lamella and Kane up top. And we've got
24-hour stream again.
We've got just under 5 minutes to go.
Ajax should have scored here.
Again?
What a miss! Oh, I was looking at my bloody phone. What a miss! Cross comes in. It actually does find him 5 yards out with only the goalkeeper to beat, and he blazes it over the bar. What a miss! Should have been 5. Sally Devil Red Seville says it should have been 5. I don't think it's going to matter.
Harry Kane's in. It's 2. Oh no, it's offside. Offside. Bit of a late flag, I think there. Was he offside? See the replay? Yeah, he is just a yard off.
How far do we think Spurs will go in the Champions League? I think Spurs are capable of beating a lot of teams. How far do I think they'll go?
So,
Hard to say. Hard to say.
I just feel like always feeling tired at the minute. Don't have a level.
here comes Dortmund down the left. Sancho's got it. He's gone past one. Pass that to the left, and it's cleared by Aurier. That's the first bit of major attacking play I've seen by Sancho in the second half. And it's all because he switched from the right side to the left side. He's not got a bad left foot on him either, that kid.
Isco, he must be injured, D-Pro. I don't know. Well, this has been a pleasure to watch Real Madrid go out. The only reason I ever liked Real Madrid was because of Ronaldo, because I'm a big fan of Ronaldo, as many people know. But I've got no love for Real Madrid now, and it's great to see them going out. And deservedly so as well. I mean, I think it would have been funny to see them go out if Ajax had scored a couple of jammy goals, but I mean, I imagine the first half was the same as the second half I've watched, and Ajax have been comfortably the better team. Absolutely comfortably the better team. So good riddance. And it's very, very empty, the Bernabeu. Petulant, spoilt fans are off. So Spurs and Ajax through, out of Real Madrid and Dortmund and Spurs and Ajax. Gareth Bale's clutching in his ankle. There he is, injury prone. I think that might be a bad injury for him actually, because it's only from landing.
So we've got 2 minutes left. Dortmund with a corner, comfortably cleared by Spurs. Do you know what? It's been an average defensive display, I think, from Spurs when you consider the amount of chances Dortmund had in the first chance. And you know, Lloris did make a fair few saves as well. He's not had much to do in the second half, though. He's only had a couple of saves to make.
I think Gareth Bale might have done his ankle in here.
He's just like Phil Jones, isn't he, really? He's always injured, that guy. And he always seems to take weeks and weeks to come back as well. He seems to take ages to get back to full fitness.
I can't understand why anybody, not just Manchester United, any Premier League club would want Gareth Bale at their club. A fantastic player, and I've thought about it. Trust me, I've thought about it, but he's so injury prone. He is like the Welsh talented winger Phil Jones. Just finished watching Going for Goldbridge, says Haydar Idris. Yeah, make sure you watch Going for Goldbridge on my channel if you haven't watched it. It was a good one today. There's some really, to be honest, after the boring first topic, well, it wasn't boring, it was good, but there were some really good questions afterwards. I enjoyed it. How much do you think Sancho is worth, Marcus, says Logan Cook?
To me, I'd probably say 70 million max. And Lloris just made a great save one-on-one with his feet. But
well, I think the Real Madrid season is over. Somebody was just saying there. I think it's over at the start of March because they're out of the Champions League. They're not winning the league. And I'm pretty sure they got knocked out of the Copa del Rey, didn't they? So,
how far behind are they in the league?
I think they lost at the weekend, didn't they? So I'm tempted to say it might be something like 10 points.
I'm assuming Barca would be top then, yeah?
Yeah. Charles B says Ramos took a yellow card in the game. It came back to bite Real Madrid in the butt.
Yeah, a lot of people saying 30 million, 40 million for Sancho. I think when you Pankar 75 max, I think when you look at today's market and what the prices the players are going, add on top of that, like Mark said earlier, you know, he's English as well, you know, that knocks it up to a premium. They're 12 points beyond, are they? Oh, okay. 13 points off of Barca, 10 points off of Barca, 12 points. Oh, all right, between 10 and 13 points then Madrid are beyond. But, we've got 2 minutes added on here, and we've got a minute and a half to go. I don't think he's worth 100 million because isn't that Ousmane Dembele lad worth about that as well?
I think he was 135 million
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Dembele
I mean,
years ago. So, there is a
Pulisic
precedent.
is what, 53 million, wasn't it? Chelsea paid 52.
Yeah. There's precedence there, yeah.
Yeah. I think you've got to say at least in the middle there somewhere. Oh, ball
pushing
in.
around now.
Spurs could have got another one there, but it's been turned behind for a corner. Aurier with a good cross from the right. And who was that? Lamella was at the back post, but he's put it wide.
Get some molten cheese on Nacho. He's been sent off. He got a yellow, then he got a red.
Who's that?
Nacho.
Oh.
He was being a knobhead. He got a yellow card. I don't know why it went to a red.
Disaster life for Madrid, isn't it?
Maybe a yellow for the foul and another yellow for the push in the face. Oh, second yellow card. He'd already had a red.
So we are finished in Germany.
Real Madrid are finished in Madrid as well. It's not finished
go.
yet, but they are finished.
So it's all over. Spurs 1-0 on the night, 4-0 aggregate. Into the quarterfinals they go.
Who's that?
Interesting to see how far they can go now. Yeah, they got a couple of players back as well. Harry Kane, obviously back. Dele Alli yet to return.
He's back in training now, though, Dele Alli.
Yeah. So fair play
Just
to him.
crumbled, says Abby Ram.
Yeah.
We've got 1 minute left in this game. Thanks everyone for watching, by the way. I will be back on here tomorrow lunchtime with the episode 3 of the Aston Villa Football Manager Career Mode. Next week we've definitely got Liverpool and Bayern Munich on the Tuesday, and then Atletico Madrid Juventus on the Wednesday. It might be the other way around, so we'll do both of those. PSG United tomorrow is obviously going to be on the United stand, so there will be a watch along for that, but it'll be on the United stand. So get subscribed, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. Really enjoyed all your company tonight, and you, Marcus, as well.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Always a pleasure, you know that. Some great comments tonight as well. Had a good laugh.
Real Madrid didn't.
I think there'll be bodies going out the door tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see what they do in the summer after this. Quite a damaging result for them.
Yeah.
It's not as if they've gone out. Well, they have gone out in a whimper, haven't they, really? I've never seen El Chaffo, Delium, never seen it. Radiar says, I like it. That's football.
It. It's done. It's done. Real Madrid are out, says Kieran McCrory. They are. Ajax have done it. Well done to Ajax, and well done to everybody else. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all tomorrow, and hopefully United can take something from this result tonight from Ajax and Real Madrid. Very, very, very pleasurable to watch. Speak to you tomorrow.